So let's take a moment to transition to the real meat of our conversation today, which is about the R&D process that's required in technology, and you can include electronics and software, other areas of student research, and how licensing, the word licensing is, the activity of licensing is becoming more difficult. All the components that you've talked about so far are the types of, is the food for the system of innovation. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about what your R&D process looks like, and from the perspective of time to money.
So the R&D process at Madison primarily is basic research. We have about 2,500 researchers at the university. If you're looking at life science, for instance, the technology that comes out of the laboratories at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and the technology that is disclosed to us, is extremely early stage. When I started at WARF, it was not unusual to be able to license that technology to an ongoing concern. Today, it's more and more difficult to license that to an ongoing concern because they want to see more data. They want to see not just in vitro data on cell cultures. They want to see some animal studies done if you're talking about a therapeutic. And today, actually, they would like to see first phase and second phase clinical work. That's pretty hard at a university. There are a few universities that are really engaged in drug development. But for a large university, that's a very expensive proposition, and you need very specific talent. People that run those programs are not generally faculty that are doing research for publications. They're doing research to get a drug toward the marketplace. So it's become much more complex today. We recognize that it's difficult to license that right out of the laboratory, so we need to look for strategies to add additional data to it. This is commonly in the university sector referred to as the Valley of Death. It's not the type of research that the federal government uniformly will fund. Foundations don't care to fund it. Industry doesn't want to fund it because they want a deliverable at the end of the day, and they want to control it more than is often the case at the university. So you start to look for strategies internally and look for resources that you can add data. WARF has a large endowment, and we do use part of that endowment to fund research that has been disclosed to us and that we've patented, to add additional data to it, to hopefully increase the value of the technology and make it more interesting, either for a startup company or for an ongoing concern. But it's an expensive proposition.
And Carl,